I'm Lynette Dahl. I'm a candidate for local council. I'm from here. I'm from Gladstone. I was born in Gladstone, raised here, educated here. Did the typical, run away from Gladstone for a couple of years when you're 18 and you move to the big smoke. Came back, went again when I was 25, went to Nambour as an industrial inspector. Came back, raised my daughter here. So I came back to raise my daughter with my family who are here. All my family's here. I'm an employee relations advisor. So that included dealing with people's issues, problems, finding solutions, working on discretionary effort, how to get to the core of a problem and working with the individual as to what matters to them. That then worked out and rounded out to a whole of work approach. So prior to an industrial being employee relations, I worked on Yarwun 2, ran a $19 million bonus budget, a $5 million performance enhancement budget. Once again, about that discretionary effort. It's about getting out of people what matters. So that's what I do for a living. There was a lot of jobs previously that have built up to that, of course. Business manager, paralegal, industrial inspector, park ranger, that was fun. But all that rounds it up to that employee relations advisor role that really got you to the core of who people were and what they needed. It actually started, I've always wanted to. When I was 24, I went to run for council, got pregnant. That sort of had to take priority. So I spent the next 23 years raising my daughter. So I've always had that interest. It's a family thing that you can't get away from in my family, that community service. My uncle was a counsellor, big in aged care. My dad was a swimming coach. He was also started the Nippers here. That whole community belonging, that part, the thing that is out is my town and I owe it something. I owe it my service. That had a lot to do with it. And then last year when we were talking about what I'd always wanted to do, this came up. And so many people that I worked with, and these include guys that I've butted heads with, said, you should really do this. The town needs someone who believes in them. That really actually believes in what can be done and believes in people's ability to do that. And I guess that's what it is I want to reconnect people with the council. I want to reconnect the council with people. They've lost touch of who their community is, who their residents are. They've lost touch with the ability for these people to really make a difference if you give them the forum to do it. But they don't have that anymore. People feel really disenfranchised. We're going to go through some tough times. Everyone does. The whole world's going through tough times at the moment. The whole country's going through tough times. Gladstone's going to do the same. We need to believe in the people here to do that. I also want to give them somewhere that they can stay. I want them to give them so that they have a town that they are willing to stay in, make a difference to, invest themselves into. If people are invested in something, they'll work harder at making it work. But you don't feel that connect with the council now. And I know so many people I've spoken to don't feel that connection. So I think it's really important that we have people in there that will go out and connect with the community. And we'll make this council connect. We have to make them get back to who they're actually looking after here. So why am I doing it? I owe it to them. I owe it to this region who's been so good to so many generations of my family and my daughter, my great nephews here, all my brothers and sisters. I owe it to them to do this and to make it the best place possible. I'm going to be their moral barometer. I'm going to be the person that's going to keep the council connected with their people. I'm going to be the person that's going to get council out of their chairs, out of that chamber and out into the community. Make them accessible. I will be that person. I will be that person that's going to stand up for someone like an elderly person who's running the risk of having to move out of the region for healthcare or for community care. I will be that person that's going to stand up for them, and I will be the person that will stand up for everyone, no matter where what you do, where you're from. If you live in this region, you will belong to me, and I will belong to you, and that's exactly what I'll be. Will I be their conscience little? Yeah, I'm going to be. I want to be. We need someone who's going to do that. And we need someone who's going to get them, out into the regions and listen and who won't be afraid to say, hold on, is this for you or for the community? You need to not be afraid to ask the questions in council that aren't going to be necessarily popular. And that's what I'll do every time. And I won't back down. So, and let's face it, you know, there's a lot of business brains in there, and that's great. But we need people. And we need you guys, the people, to believe in us. And that's what I want to be.